Okay, it's day 3, just after 8:30. We're gonna hit the trail. Today's about our shortest day. We're figuring it's gonna be about 5 or 6 kilometers, so it shouldn't be too difficult. It rained quite a bit last night, so the trail and the rocks are gonna be wet this morning. So we're gonna see how that affects our progress. As we head further south, the perspective of the islands is starting to change. You can see just up there to the right, that's now Ella Island, and it's now at our back as we head south. Okay, so we're at the sand pit, and this is 2.25 kilometers from Beatty Cove, and it took us an hour and 15 minutes to get here. This campsite looks pretty amazing. It's private, there's only one site here, and this is one of the best sand beaches that we've seen so far. It looks like the swimming here would be amazing in nice weather, and it definitely has the privacy going for it. So part of the trail actually takes you underneath these 2 giant boulders and through this little crevice or a cave. And we went through there last year, but this year the Karens actually ended up guiding us down on towards the water, and we came through that crack down there. And then you continue through this crack between the 2 massive rock faces and onto the trail. Okay, so we're at 4.95 kilometers, and we've hit the first of the Baldhead North campsites. The map only shows 3 sites, and this is saying 4 of 4. We're going to continue heading down the trail and get as far as we can. And if I remember correctly, I think a couple of the sites further down are a little nicer. Tomorrow we have to go right over that. Is this day 4? Day 4. I don't even know. Okay guys, day 4. It was supposed to thunderstorm last night, and it really didn't. There was some lightning in the distance, and we heard a couple cracks of thunder, but no rain all night. And now the forecast has changed a bit, and it's supposed to thunderstorm all afternoon. So we're getting on the trail early, and we're going to get wet, but we're going to do our best to beat the rain and do the hike down to Coldwater as fast as possible. You can see that huge hill in the back. We got to actually hike right over top of that first thing this morning, so it should be interesting. Okay, so just behind me there's the campsite Baldhead South. It took us 30 minutes and 1.6 kilometers to get here from Baldhead North. You got to go inland through the forest, and you cross a couple bridges over the Baldhead River, and then it spits you out onto this long crescent-shaped beach. and then you walk down to the next campsite. Great little spot here to get water. So we're starting to head down the other side. I thought we might be going a little higher up. We're at 92 meters of ascent so far, so it's a pretty good climb. Okay, I lied, we're still going up 105 meters. Okay, we're just under 3 kilometers south from Baldhead, where we camped, and you can start to see how the lizard islands in the background are changing. For a long time as we headed south, we could only really make out 2 islands, and there's supposed to be 3 in the chain. But now that we're looking at them from a different perspective, we're a little closer, a little higher up, we can actually make out the middle, smaller island. This is the view to the south. We can now see Agawa Island very clearly, and you can see to the left, that's the coastline that we have to traverse as we head south. Okay, we're at Coldwater North, 4.2 kilometers, and it took us 2 hours and 15 minutes to get here. Okay, we're at our campsite, Coldwater South. It took us 3 hours and 20 minutes to get here. And there's 3 sites in this cluster. There's 2 on a beach, and a little bit closer, there's a 3rd site kind of out on a point. And it was at about 6.5 kilometers. We went past that site. Keep in mind, there's also 2 campsites called Coldwater right at the river. And those aren't on my map. So they must be new sites, and there's actually car access for those campsites. But you actually can use the highway bridge to cross over the Coldwater River, and then you continue down, and you'll get to the sites. They're not much further south. Okay, day 5. We had one heck of a windstorm last night, but luckily it didn't rain, so we woke up nice and dry. We're actually getting on the trail a little bit early this morning. This is going to be our longest day. I'm not sure if it's going to be our hardest day. We're going to see. We've never been down this part of the trail before, but we have to do about 12 kilometers, we're thinking. So we'll see how far it is at the end. Okay, we made it to Robertson Cove, 2.45 kilometers, so almost 2.5 kilometers, and it took us an hour and 45 minutes. It was a really difficult section. You were basically out on the rocks the whole way, and early morning, the sun hadn't quite hit that part of the coast, and everything was just a little wet. So we had to go pretty slow. Keep that in mind. It's a pretty cool campsite. There's this little sandbar that connects this island, and then it looks like a really nice sandy beach and a really spectacular view to the south. So it's just about 5 kilometers to Kathrine Cove, and it took us 3 hours. And now the Lizard Islands are far off to the north, and they're getting more distant. Okay, we made it to Barrett River North. This is a series of 4 campsites on a long beach. We hit the first campsite at about 12 kilometers, and we walked down to the very last campsite, which is about 1 kilometer. And we're here, and it took us 6 hours.